Hi guys, and welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment. Ladies in Red is back. I'm buzzing to say that Emma is back with us today as well. We missed her last week. So I'll start with you, Emma. How are you doing today?
I'm very good. I'm excited because kids go back to school next week. Routine happening. I go back to work, so I'm excited. I'm buzzing.
Love that. I'm going back to work next week. I can honestly say I am not excited about that. But yeah, we've got to get back into some routine, I suppose. I've been spoiled with a lot of time off. Meg, how are you doing?
I'm all okay, thank you. I'm chilled for a Sunday
Good.
evening. But although it's not bank
Love
holiday,
that.
isn't it? So everyone enjoy your bank holiday weekend.
Yeah, it feels a bit like a Saturday evening tonight, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like your regular Sunday. The only thing that is regular is the fact that we've got Ladies in Red on, of course, guys. Nicole, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm plodding on. And like you guys, just getting ready for school and getting everything sorted. And I'm loving my new light because I don't look like an egg anymore. So if I just sit here smiling, anyone watching, that's why.
Yeah, Nicole's got a new light today. She's glowing, as you can see. But last week we spoke, obviously, and we discussed the lack of transfer window for United. Last night, obviously, a bit of news broke, and then today that news is continuing. Apparently, United are interested in Van der Beek from Ajax. So I want to ask your opinions, girls, firstly, on how would you feel if we did sign Van der Beek? We've mentioned that we need quality. Do you think Van der Beek provides that quality that we're looking for? And I'll start with you, Meg. What are your thoughts on these rumours?
I think he's a good player. I think it's kind of come out of the blue for me a little bit. Yesterday, I went on Twitter and there was all these rumours going on, and I think for the Ajax team that got to the semi-final against Spurs, I think obviously everyone spoke about De Jong and De Ligt, and rightly so. The other two were class, but I think Van der Beek went under the radar a little bit. I think it was really important for them. So I think his quality on the pitch. I also think that he's got a really good character. And I think that's important at Manchester United. We've seen the likes of Bruno coming in with his character, not just what he does on the pitch in terms of his quality of football, but actually in terms of a person as well. From what I've heard, and I'm only going off what I've heard in terms of when these rumours have started, that he's quite a loyal character, supportive. I think that's good as well for us right now. We need those kind of characters in the dressing room, on the pitch, and like I said, I think he's a really good footballer as well. So both tick my box, and I'm quite happy with the rumours.
So you're saying that basically Van der Beek fits the profile of what Ollie should be looking for, not just his ability, but also, like you say, he seems to have the character, that never say die kind of attitude. He's obviously been playing fantastically well. Champions League, he's scored some important goals. I mean, I guess the only thing for me is I'm thinking, where will he actually fit in? I mean, Emma, what are you thinking about the Van der Beek rumours? But also, where can you see him fitting in?
For me, he's very versatile, isn't he? He can play attack and he can play defensive. So for me, I'd probably put him in a CDM role. I think he'll fit in there, especially because Matic, he gets tired legs and he can't play every single game. He'll be a massive signing for us, I think. And if you look at, Grealish, that's still hotting up. But for the price for Grealish and then Van der Beek and then the rumours of Thiago, is that how I say it? Thiago?
Yeah, Thiago, yeah.
I was thinking that.
I'd say Thiago and him as well. The price of those two combined compared to Grealish for one player, as much as Grealish is a quality player, I think we can get more out of Van der Beek and Thiago because, for the price of one, and we'll have more squad depth, we'll have more, more players that we actually need. I think it'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the Thiago rumours in a minute. That one I am really excited by, but don't get too sucked in, as you keep telling yourself. But yeah, Van der Beek, a lot of people would say he plays in the Bruno kind of style, number 10, you'd say. Nicole, what do you think about that? Obviously, I couldn't imagine Van der Beek coming and replacing Bruno, but do you think he could maybe take up another spot in that midfield? So we'd have Bruno, Van der Beek, and Pogba all in there. Do you think that he fits in that way?
Yeah, I'm with Emma on this. He's young, he's versatile. do you know what I mean? It'd be a great addition, and like we'd much rather have depth as opposed to lack of options. And I think obviously looking at Matic, even though he's been excellent, you can't expect him to be on point 90 minutes every game. So hopefully if he's got that versatility, it'll be a great test for him. And he's got plenty of years to develop. And if he fits into what Ole is doing, then absolutely I'd take him. And like with the financial side of things, if the prices going round are correct, then I think that's reasonable. I'm not saying that I'm not disappointed if we don't get Sancho, but what I'm saying is that's not the only place we need to improve, and I would rather get more for our money. Just the same as when I go shopping, you like a bargain, do you know what I mean? But more for your money, but also reason behind it. Like Solskjaer said before, he only wants players in that he can see fitting in the team and fitting in his vision, as opposed to, oh, we'll get him, that'll do. I'm actually really excited, but I'm trying very hard not to get sucked in because my mental health cannot take it.
Yeah, of course, it is draining. But Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. Are you worried that the reason we may be going after Van der Beek and Thiago due to the fact that we are diverting our attention away from Sancho? Could very much be so. It could also be the fact that maybe the Sancho deal is almost out the way and it's almost done and we can move on to our next target. That's another way of looking at it. But I think Van der Beek, undoubtedly, he is quality. I think he offers us that quality off the bench. If he does come and be a bench player, I'm not saying he's going to do that, but we've been saying we need players who change the game, who give us something off the bench. We've lacked that. Van der Beek gives us that rotation if he doesn't
and healthy competition as well.
Of course, and competition is good, isn't it? No matter where it is on the pitch, we want competition all over the place, and I think he offered that. Good morning from Vancouver, says Stan the man. Thank you, Stan. Hope you're good, guys. Get in the chat. We always like to look at this. Let us know where you are watching from as well. We find it really interesting to see where people are supporting from. United Bay says 62 likes. Let's get blast this up. Exactly. Let's slap the like button. Let's get liking the video, guys. Appreciate it.
Just to jump in on that comment as well, about Van der Beek coming in, I think during Project Restart, we relied so heavily on Bruno, and I think you could really tell towards the end.
Tired.
Every game there was comments saying he looked leggy, like he was doing 70 minutes, and then it was starting to show that fatigue was kicking in. And I think with Van der Beek there, and obviously with Thiago as well, you've got that rotation to be able to do that quality in rotation. And I think that's going to be really important. We can't go through the season with this. We need more options going through the season. People get suspended, people get injuries, knocks, they're missing for a game. And when they're only missing for a game, you need to still be able to bring a quality in. Van der Beek and Thiago do that for me, for both of them. Thiago also brings in that experience.
Yeah, I think Van der Beek as well, he can play. I think he's quite versatile. Like as Andrew mentioned there, he makes interceptions, he wins the ball back well. I think he offers more than just the goals that we've mentioned. I think he is very much, he's a grafter. Obviously, he's technically very good, but he's also a grafter as well. And that's one thing we've always mentioned about Bruno. It's this work off the ball. He lifts the players around him. And I think Van der Beek could be the guy who comes in and he's that kind of character as well, which is good. Now, obviously, I'm not sitting here and confirming that Manchester United have agreed the deal or anything like that. I'm just going off rumours. Please take everything you hear with a pinch of salt. But rumours are that he's trained alone. He missed out on the squad for the last 2 friendlies for Ajax. And so obviously, yeah, it's looking exciting. Apparently, it's only United who are interested at the moment, and maybe one other club. Ajax aren't saying there's been an official bid or anything like that. Apparently, we spoke to their agents. But for me, and I don't know if you girls agree with me, for him to be completely left out of the squad and training alone, surely there's got to be more than just somebody monitoring his situation. It tells you that there's a little more than that's being let on at the moment, isn't there? I mean, Nicole, what's your thoughts on him training on his own?
At least from the player's point of view, you know what I mean? That to me gives like the incentive, the intention that he wants to leave, or he knows something that perhaps we don't know. I think the manager said that they'll make an announcement when they have some clarity, so they haven't dismissed it, and that to me is a positive, really.
Yep, I agree. I mean, Emma, what's your thoughts on that? He's training on his own. Do you think that money has been offered and there has been a bid there? I'm not necessarily saying it's come from United, but do you think that there is more than just a monitoring of the player?
No, yeah, I think something's going on. For him to be left out of the team, and Ajax have said, like, you know, there's the rumours have hotted up, you know, with the transfer. don't know who else is in. I know Spurs has been kind of linked. I'm not sure where that has come from, but their name's been thrown in the mix. For me, I do think it's a one-horse race. I think we are in for him. We have a good connection with Ajax anyway because of Van der Sar. So I think we will probably tip it for if any other team do come in. I just think it's positive. I think it's moving quite quickly. Actually, I think we're going to start seeing it hotten up a bit more over the next few days, and which is quite unusual for Man United. And like you said, maybe the Sancho deal has come to a point where that's moving along slowly. Maybe they're just dragging it out because you know what we're like. We don't want to pay. We're skimp on a tenner.
Penny pinching. Yeah.
We are penny pinching, but I do think the Sancho deal is probably near done point. So we are looking at other places, and I think we are on our way to get him.
It's exciting. I want to say a massive thank you to Ryan Burbersby. Loving the show, ladies. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Gerard as well. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, if we do buy Van der Beek, do you think it will spell the end of Fred, McTominay? Also, Sancho is a must. Great show as always. Thank you so much for the support. I mean, that's an interesting one. I'll start with Fred. Obviously, Fred is very up and down, isn't he? One game you see him playing, I think he looks absolute quality. And the next he's giving the ball away left, right and centre. I think he's very inconsistent. But at the same time, he's had an inconsistent run of games. And when he was playing consistently, I thought we did get the best out of Fred. I mean, Meg, what's your thoughts? If Van der Beek comes in, do you think that does spell the end for Fred? Because obviously a lot of people believe if you're getting another midfielder in, it may open the door for one to depart. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I think just get the other team in for Van der Beek is Real Madrid, from what I've heard. And right now, I would say that Manchester United have got a bigger pull than Real Madrid. I think the whole La Liga, in terms of what's going on over there, and like Messi leaving and Barcelona, I think that is going to go through a whole catalyst of change. I don't think they've been as the teams over there have been as good as they once were. And I think the Premier League, we've seen how many players are being drawn to the Premier League, and real side note, how many players are being drawn to the WSL. I think England actually at the moment have probably one of the biggest pools for players to come over. So yeah, Real Madrid thinks the other one. I think with Fred, I think we would keep Fred. I see him as another player that is in that rotation. I don't see him starting above Pogba, if I'm honest. I said that from the start when Pogba, on paper, is more talented than Fred all day, any day. And when you going right back to the start of Project Restart, we played Spurs. I got Fred on the bench and Pogba to start. Didn't work out that way. But I think in terms of if we're talking specifically for Fred, I think he stays because I think he is good enough to stay in terms of rotation. But I do believe it does open the door once we get some more midfielders in. Pereira, someone literally just put that on the screen. Pereira, I think would probably be the midfielder that I would say that we kind of switch out. And I know he's not a midfielder, but Mata as well. I've said it. It's sentimental with him. I don't want it to end up like the Messi situation where the relationship there has gone downhill, I think. But for me, it's sentimental. I'd like Mata to still be here, but I don't see him playing at the moment.
Yeah, I agree with Naeem and what the majority of people in the chat have said. I think if anybody goes, it would be Pereira and Lingard before the likes of Fred and McTominay. To be honest, McTominay just given a new deal. And obviously Fred, like I say, I think with a consistent run of games, he has showed the potential he has got. He just hasn't been consistent enough. And let's face it, it's not going to be easy to break into that midfield. But as we mentioned, just competition for places is healthy, and that's what we need. But mentioning another midfielder, Thiago, we've been linked with from Bayern Munich, a player that I'll be honest, I've wanted for years and years. I heard that he was going to Liverpool, and I was absolutely gutted, to be honest. And I'm not going to get my hopes up because I still believe that that's where he will end up, and it kills me to say that. But Thiago, I just think what a player. He's such a silky footballer, so much technical ability. We witnessed in the final he can play that DM role as well. It would just add bags of experience and quality to our midfield. And if it is true that we are interested in him, I'll be like, go and get him at all costs. But I still think he'll go to Liverpool. But I'll start with you, Nick. Thiago, I mean, what a player. And how do you feel about the fact that we've been linked with him?
excited. I know my face isn't showing it because I'm being calm, but inside I'm like buzzing. And you know, the cherry on top would just be that that Liverpool wanted him and we just picked him to the post like Arsenal did the other day. Sorry, just a little dig there. But yeah, he's experienced. Like you say, he can attack, he can break up play back, going back. And the only thing is, I would have preferred him maybe to get him a few years ago, obviously, because it would have been nice to get him as young as possible. But other than that, I see no negatives. I think he's a calm, like you said, calm, silky player, and I would take him in the team any day. But
me too. I've got to agree with this comment now. We're being used in the Thiago game to force Liverpool to make a bid. Apparently, Liverpool don't want us to cough up 30 million or something stupid. For me, straight away, I'd be like, take my money. But apparently, Liverpool are being a bit stingy, and I can't help but feel that it's just putting pressure on them to get them money.
Always used us. Always used.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you put United in the title, it's going to sell the story, isn't it? It's just what happens. But Emma, I mean, Thiago, it sounds like a stupid question, but would you like him at United?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I would like him. Like I said a minute ago, if we get Van der Beek, we get Thiago, I can't say his name, Thiago, and we do get the Sancho deal, that has been a good transfer for us. And like to think that we've gone from signing no one to possibly signing 3 players would have us smiling. But I do agree with you, Soph. I do think that I don't know. I just got this niggling feeling that Liverpool will still be in the running, and he will go to Liverpool. I think maybe we are getting a bit used, and you know, like you said, our name's thrown about. So you know, we are getting used, but I don't know if we do get him. I think it would be amazing. If we get him,
wake up.
Sancho, if we manage to get a centre back as well, then we are buzzing for the season, aren't we?
Yeah, of course. I mean, at the minute, you're seeing Chelsea, you've seen what they've done in the market already. Even Arsenal have been signing players. And it makes you think, even they're signing players. Leeds have signed Rodrigo, and you're thinking, come on, United, please. But if we do get a quick burst of signings, like you mentioned, how fast it seems to be moving now over the last few hours, even so, it is exciting. But like we always mention, don't get too sucked in. But it's nice to actually have some news, isn't it? It was getting to the point last week we said we'd take anybody, and now being realistic, obviously we wouldn't take anybody. But Van der Beek, kind of
one of the topics for this show was supposed to be, shall we give up on transfers? And since she said that until now, this has happened again. It's like, crazy merry-go-round.
Whirlwind. But we haven't had any news for a while. It's just been stagnant. It's been nothing, and I think that's been depressing. And at least now there's something happening at least. So, Alex, thank you again so much for the super chat. We need to have some positivity, as the last week has been challenging for one club due to Pogba getting COVID and Maguire being in trouble. And that leads on nicely. Thank you for the super chat, Alex. But it leads on nicely to what we're going to talk about next. Obviously, Maguire, this whole situation, we touched on it last week and we said we didn't want to comment on it too much until we know the facts. Obviously, there was a lot of rumours going around regarding his sister and what had happened. We all said the same thing, where we can't see him to be the kind who would just lash out or get pissed off with you. Like, it wasn't like a lad's holiday. He was there with his family. So something didn't quite add up. Obviously, something provoked it. It's come out apparently his sister was stabbed in the arm. Obviously, he did his interview the other day, which was very emotional, and it was hard to watch. I mean, Nicole, I'll start with you because I know you've been tweeting back Harry all the way through all of this. What were your thoughts on that interview?
Honestly, it broke my heart because, like, I'm very empathetic me, so I can feel what other people are feeling. I'd like to think I'm a good judge of character, and for me, looking at him, that's not a liar. If anything, he's a victim. If I'm ever wrong, I will hold my hands up. But if it's true what he went through, I think for any of us, especially after this year, we need, as much as we put footballers on pedestals, we have to remember that they're human beings. To any human being to have to go through that, it would be horrible for any of us. And then put into the fact that he knows what's coming. He knows he's a United player. He's an England player. He knows for a fact it's going to be all over the front covers of every newspaper and all over the news, portrayed how they want it to be portrayed. And do you know what I felt? I felt the emotion in his voice. I felt completely like he was telling the truth. And I think any man in the comments now, any man I know, if the baby sister was being attacked, their instinct would be to protect them. And I just hope, as always, that the truth comes out in the end. And for me personally, I'm really proud of United in the fact that they've backed him. And I think as of now, because it obviously is one his appeal to go through, as of now he is innocent. until presumed guilty again. So I'm really, really glad that Ollie and the club have backed him and supported him. And I hope everything will work out in the end. And in regards to Pogba, I just want to say get well soon as well, because we love our Pogba too.
Can I just jump in? Sorry, guys. Can I just jump in that we've just had an update. Fabrizio has just tweeted.
Here we go.
No.
He just said that there's no official bid.
He said Man United board know that Donny van der Beek would like to join MUFC. He's ready to open talks with Man United on personal terms. Donny knows his agents are in contact with the club for a few weeks. Official bids are still to be submitted.
So he's saying that he wants
anything to get on here, Carl.
Yeah, as long as I finish, isn't he?
By the way, ladies,
go and make your sandwich, Carl. Go on. No, but it's exciting. Look, basically that tweet tells us nothing. It tells us that we're still waiting for a bid to be made. We already presume Van der Beek wants to come to United from the news that apparently told his teammates he's going to United. So again, it's all moving in the right direction and positive. But back to Maguire, I think that interview, I kind of so distant from it. I made a few obviously tongue-in-cheek jokes regarding Bruno taking the penalty for him and whatnot. Nothing sinister, but I made a few jokes because I guess you always think a footballer in the headlines again, it's just blown into proportion, it'll blow over. It didn't quite seem as serious. And now I'll hold my hands up and say I didn't realise the severity of it all. And that interview, it's scary. He's gone on a family holiday and this has ended up happening. He's ended up in a prison cell for the first time in his life. And I think, I do feel like he's innocent. Obviously, I don't know, but I can't imagine Harry Maguire is the best of actors. To be honest with you, it doesn't strike me as he's got the ability to act and put a face on. No disrespect.
Can I just say one thing? I don't believe for 1 second he was like, I'm the leader of Manchester United. Behave. You've never said that.
You thought he was being kidnapped, to be fair. Maybe he did say that, but I don't think it's in the sense where he's saying, oh, I've got money to throw away. No,
do you know who I am, hon?
That's one of the things that I picked up on. And I do feel like if you was in that position and you are a person in the public eye, he potentially would have said or could have said, do you know who I am? In terms of stop, like I'm not, like I'm someone that you will probably recognise, rather than do you know who I am? I'm like the boss man. Like, do you know who I am? As in, stop what you're doing. Like, I'm not here to cause trouble. He's not the person that comes across, not got a personality that comes across like that is going out with, gangs of people. He went over there with his family. I found that interview incredibly difficult to watch. You can just hear in his voice like the raw emotion, like that what he went through. I found it really incredibly difficult.
Yeah, me too. Leonardo was asked, how would we feel about the derby if Messi signed for City? I'll be honest, when I heard Messi was leaving, I still don't fully believe he will leave, if I'm totally honest. But I think if he does leave, I can see him reuniting with Pep at City, which is mad to think that they almost had a ban recently because of spending so much money, and then they could end up with Lionel Messi the following transfer window. It's crazy, isn't it? But Emma, how would you feel if Messi winded up at City?
I mean, it's not great, is it? Because, Messi in the Premier League and he's not in your team, it is scary. And, I think he would do wonders in the City team. Coming against him, I don't know. I think we might handle it. You don't know what he'd be like in the Premier League. That's the thing. You don't know if he can handle it. We don't know, if it's too fast for us. You might get kicked to bits. You just don't know what he'll be like.
I think he'll be class, if I'm totally honest. I think he'll be absolute class.
I'm just like hanging on, thinking maybe he'll be a massive flop. But when deep down, your gut feeling he is just going to be amazing. And that's what scares you. It's
true. Spot on, Nicole, says Ryan there.
Thanks, Ryan.
I mean, Nicole, how would you feel about it? Doug's made a good point here. The Liga have confirmed that they would side with Barcelona on Messi's contract dispute. Contract is still valid and clubs must pay 700 million release clause. So exactly, I can't see him leaving.
That's ridiculous.
Maybe I'll go the other way where Barcelona are signing a lot of quality, because obviously there's not a lot of quality at Barcelona at the moment. They've been underperforming. They've been poor. There's a lot of players who they would call their deadwood who probably need to get rid of. So I think you'd have to look at that as well. But to keep Messi there, maybe they'll start to sign players. But if you think about it, we were on about La Liga earlier. If Messi goes from La Liga, Ronaldo's already gone. Do you think that's La Liga done and dusted realistically? Because that's what most people watched it for, if we're being brutally honest. That's who people watched it for. So do you think if them two are gone, does it impact on that league majorly? I mean, Nicole, what's your thoughts on that?
I do, but when you said Ronaldo, then bearing in mind before anyone jumps in, what I've just been saying about staying realistic, I'm joking. But can you imagine in your wildest fantasies, you know what I'm going to say, Messi at City, Ronaldo at United? Can you imagine? It's never going to happen, but just let me have my fun. But yeah, I am with you, because I think that was one of the big pullers in for like people to watch. And obviously Ronaldo's gone up. Messi, I don't know. I'll believe it when it happens. But if anyone's going to get the money out, it certainly is at United. So it will be City. Let's be honest. Yeah. But while they still can.
It'll be City or PSG. Apparently Neymar was begging the owners of PSG to sign him as well. So that obviously could happen. But if it meant Messi coming to City, that we could have Ronaldo back at United, I would take it. I would take it. Imagine seeing
Do you know what actually I would really love to happen? Messi go to Juventus. I would love Ronaldo and Messi to be on the same team. I think
together
that would
instead of against each other.
Just to see if they could just turn it on together. Yeah. I feel like they are two individually incredible players. Yeah, like, well, we won't get these are the two players that have obviously shone throughout our generation, and I just think, imagine if they were on the same team, even just for like one game. I'd love him to go to Juventus so I could see it.
I think if you're honest though, they like the competition, don't they? I think that's why they've done so well in their career. They've relished off the fact they've been against each other, they've pushed each other.
The mutual respect,
there is a mutual respect, definitely, and I think I kind of like that as well. But yeah, imagine how good they would be together. Just imagine that.
For Messi as well, he's got such a massive ego that he likes to be the best. So if he was on the same team as Ronaldo, I don't think his ego would be able to cut it. He like you said, he likes that competition. He likes to be the best, so he tries even more. So with Ronaldo, he's got that competition.
Yeah, I'd love there to be like an all-star game.
Like definitely, like all the classics.
Just have that all,
just imagine we're all back at Old Trafford, like all of us. It's Derby Day, Messi versus Ronaldo. I think I'd die.
Ronaldo and Messi are captains, and they have to like pick faces like you did at school.
Oh,
yeah, but instead you're like, it's Lingard passes it into Pereira. Like that's what we're discussing.
Wake up, Nicole.
Yeah, wake up. Reality. Thank you, Mike, for that sticker. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support as always. Would Messi pass to Ronaldo? No, that Ballon d'Or will be held high. Exactly. I think they'd be like reluctantly wanting to give each other assists because they're in that much competition with each other. I don't know. I could be wrong. But in terms of Maguire, should he still be captain in your opinions, girls? First, I'll be honest, I said, not because I was hating on Maguire, but I said he needs to be a role model. And it's true that he was guilty for hitting a policeman. In that context that we were given, I was saying that no. But obviously, for me, he's being set up. I think he should stay as captain. I like how the club has stood behind him as well so far. I felt for him being dropped from the England squad. Obviously, it's meant that Conor Cody has now been given a chance for England, which is nice. But I was gutted in that respect. But at the same time, I think Maguire, him staying out of the limelight, is the best thing right now at the moment. I was shocked that he was allowed to do an interview, but I'm glad that he did because, like I say, it opened my eyes to how severe this incident has been. But, I mean, what's your thoughts on the England situation, the fact that he got dropped? Were you disgusted with that decision or did you kind of understand it?
Don't get me wrong, like, I love the magic of when England are playing sometimes in the summer and, you know, we can all see each other and, like, touch. But anyway, for me, it's always club before country, and I'm really glad it was this way around because I think Southgate slipped up a bit there. I think he jumped the gun a bit too soon. If he just waited a couple more days, do you know what I mean? Just to see the whole picture. It feels like to me, Maguire spoke to Ole behind the scenes prior to this, and it feels like to me, I think United have always had this way of publicly backing our players. Whatever happens behind closed doors, I think Fergie was the same, happens behind closed doors. But in terms of the front to the world, I think we should always back them until the end, until they give us reason not to. So that's why I'm still happy with Maguire being captain until United decide otherwise. And I think it's a bit of a slip up for England. So club before country always. Really.
Do you not think when we all sat there and said about that interview and how raw the emotion was for him? I think for me, I get why he has been dropped, because if that's how he is feeling right now, and I know as a footballer, when you have that, when you go to football, it's like a sense of release. Like it's 90 minutes where you don't, whatever's going on away from football, you go to football and you can be a completely different person because there's nothing else to think about except for winning your game. But I just think the way that he looked on the way that he spoke in that interview, that I perhaps would say that he needed, obviously that England are, you're around teammates, you're around friends, but it's not family, and I think perhaps he needs that time to be at home and in with family.
Yeah,
That's
I think
fair.
tip the footy side is absolutely club before country. I think the national team have to be perceived as doing the right thing. I do think there's a lot of pressure from the
Fair.
FA. I always say this about the FA. There's yes men. I've said it about most managers involved with England. There's a lot of yes men involved in that. I mean, Emma, what do you think? Do you think there's an element of that? They have to be seen to be doing the right thing?
With England, yeah, they're seen doing the right thing. They're ticking the boxes. So, they're covering their own asses, isn't they? But whereas United, Ollie, and I'm so happy that Ollie is backed him. Like Sir Alex Ferguson with Eric Cantona, Roy Keane, like Ollie has backed Harry, and I'm so proud that he's done that. I think with England, they're just covering their own asses, really, aren't they? And seeing do the right thing. But then again, on the flip side, I do see how vulnerable Maguire is at the moment from that interview, and maybe he does need to step away and just stay out the limelight, because he's got so much on his shoulders at the moment, and the mention of his sister, and he nearly wells up. I think just stay out the limelight for a little bit. Might just get his head sorted and get ready and straight for the season.
Yeah, I think with Maguire, I think he'd, like Meg says, he needs to get his head down, focus on the football, and then obviously new season, fresh start and whatnot. But to have this going on in your mind as well, it's not healthy, is it? So I think he's done the right thing coming out and saying his part, but now he just needs to keep a low profile and get focused on playing again. But I mean, another one I want to talk about, obviously we've been in the headlines for the wrong reasons recently. I'm not sure why this is, because we were praising throughout lockdown, saying we're for the press for the right reasons, setting a good example, and obviously it's gone a bit sour in this transfer window. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, rumours are that he went to Dubai against the advice of the club. Apparently he was told not to go there. He's gone there anyway, which may mean that he has to quarantine, could possibly miss start of the season. I mean, Meg, what's your thoughts on that, if it's true that he has gone without permission?
It's disrespectful, isn't it? If your club, and when say your club, like your employer says don't do it, you tend to say, and it's work related, you don't do it. So if it is true, then I would say disrespectful. But I don't know whether it is. I don't know whether I fully believe he didn't have that talk of no permission. I take that rumour with a bit of pinch of salt.
It's all rumours, of course it is, and we don't know fully. But I must say, I will be disappointed if it is true that he's gone against the club's advice. I think he's had a great season. He looked tired towards the end of it, and obviously he's due a break and whatnot. But obviously with the whole COVID situation, we mentioned Pogba, and I didn't mention it earlier, but Nicole mentioned it. Obviously, we hope that he gets well soon, and thoughts go out to him, and hopefully he's okay. I heard he had no symptoms. But whether that's true, I don't know. But obviously, I'm hoping that he's fit and healthy and he's going to be okay. Another positive as well was Greenwood's call-up, obviously, positive. Yeah. And also the fact that Martial has broke back into the France squad as well. More positives. Mitesh, thank you for the super chat. It says, if not getting Sancho, it means we can get a centre-back, a centre mid, and another right winger. Would you take that? Of course I would take that. As long as they're the right quality. I think we've had enough of this where we're just signing players to fill a gap as such. I think we need players where we are obviously filling the void of quality. I think we've lacked that quality to bring off the bench. So as long as we're doing that, of course I'd take that. But Sancho, I think, is a priority. I think we've become so close. Obviously, I'm just hoping we can get that deal over the line. But Van der Beek, I'm all for. Apparently, we're going to be looking at a centre back, which I think is interesting as well. But Thiago, I mentioned, I would love him, but I just can't see that deal happening. But in terms of the call-ups, I mean, Greenwood, Meg, do you think that he earned that Greenwood? Do you think that he earned the call-up?
Definitely, 100%. I think he is. When playing at United, we said that he made that position his own. He did that by the way that he performed, not because there wasn't anyone else to play that role. He earned the right to be on that pitch, and I think that shows now going into the England team. I'm over the moon for him. It's huge congratulations to him.
Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. I think Greenwood's been quality for us. I think he offers us something different because he can play, as I mentioned before, in all three of those forward positions. He's both-footed. He can finish. He's so clinical. And I think he deserves that call-up. I think it's a lot of pressure, obviously, because he's so young. But, I mean, Emma, when you saw Greenwood's name on that squad list, how did it make you feel? It made me feel proud, like I was his mum.
Oh, do you know what? That's exactly how I felt. I felt so proud. I was like, go on. And the fact that, like, not that I don't want to rub it in his face, but the fact that Grealish didn't make it and our little superstar, Greenwood, got called up, it just shows his progression through the season. Like, everyone is seeing like how amazing he is and how much he's grown. So I am so proud of it because everyone's seeing then what we are seeing, and it's nice.
Yeah, of course, and I think it's the progression. And I'll be honest, one player I thought would make it and didn't was Saka from Arsenal. I don't know if you girls agree with me, but I think Saka's
so good.
He's been a standout player. Obviously, he played that little spray ball to Aubameyang in the Community Shield, that friendly that was played yesterday. Yes, friendly.
I thought it was the Champions League with them celebrations. Silly me.
Bella in tweet saying, I think I need a bigger trophy cabinet. Mate, I don't think you will.
Oh,
I really don't think you will.
Tweet.
Exactly. Like, delete that. Doherty, delete that tweet.
Oh, I see that what Spurs tweeted out.
What an announcement video. But massive news, Doug. Thank you for alerting us to this. We've just hit 11k. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed. Obviously, if you haven't, but thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, I'll mention Doherty. Doherty was a player who I mentioned a few seasons ago. I've seen his progression all the way through. Obviously, being from Wolverhampton, playing for Wolverhampton, I saw when Doherty was signed. I think he was signed for like something stupid like 70k, and now they've gone on and sold him 15 million, I believe it is, to Spurs, which I think is an absolute bargain. And I think it's a very good signing for them. But I think, Nicole, a nice compliment for you here. Sorry, I had to click on that one. Are you a model?
No, it's my home bagging's like, okay.
Nicole's going to be carrying the light round with her everywhere now.
They're like, come to school, kids. Come on.
Yeah, Alex said about my dad's happy. My dad has been going on about Cody for so long about England. He is buzzing with that, definitely. I said when Maguire's back, he'll soon be pushed out, though. Don't worry about that, Dad. I'm winding him up. Mike, thank you for the super chat. He says, who will end up as goalkeeper, Hendo or David De Gea? Obviously, Romero's still there as well. That's not Miss Romero, right? But, I mean, obviously, Hendo's got a new 6-year deal. What's your thoughts on that, Emma? Hendo getting that 6-year deal. Do you think that's the right thing to do?
Do you know what? It's hard because you're going to have two world-class, like, keepers, and one of them's going to be on the bench. And how I see it is, are they going to have the competition? Because that's what it's going to be. So if De Gea's in goal and Dean Henderson on the bench, your media's going to have a field day. As soon as De Gea makes a mistake, Dean's in, and then as soon as Dean makes a mistake, it's going to be that kind of cat and mouse situation. And I think one of them's just gonna be like, come on, we're out. Because I don't think they're both going to want to fight for first place, because they're both to that high quality where you have a keeper and your keeper stays, and that is it. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm happy that we do have this headache because it is two amazing keepers. That it's really good, but I just don't see how it's going to work. With
my question, what I'm thinking is like. People are forgetting we've still got Romero, and financially, especially in the situation you're in, it makes you think, do they know something that we don't know? Is he going?
Romero was linked with Aston Villa recently. Is that right?
Yeah, like the other day. Yeah,
was he?
You wouldn't blame that. Yeah, that would be a great move for him.
I was going to say,
to be honest,
it'd be great.
Obviously, I would rather keep Romero, but you have to understand that decision. Obviously, we still got Grant as well. Yeah, that guy Lee Grant who we signed a few years ago. Living up life, living his best life. Pereira's just gone to Huddersfield on loan, which is again a good move for him, I believe. But yeah, I think
only on loan.
To be honest,
still technically he's going to come back.
Yeah, still our player, and obviously if we can make a bit of money on him, that'd be great, wouldn't it? But thank you for that 11k. I'm absolutely buzzing. Thank you guys for supporting as always. We appreciate it. But yeah, Romero apparently has been linked with Leeds as well. I'd rather him to go to Villa than Leeds, to be honest with you.
Don't go there, hon.
Yeah, don't go Leeds. No,
don't go there. If you're watching, Romero, do not go to Leeds.
We love you.
Definitely. Yeah, but I mean, it's this week we're feeling far more positive because last week we were linked with absolutely nobody. Slight little things about the Maguire and obviously Wan-Bissaka, but I think the majority of people know after that Maguire interview have turned the corner a bit like me and they're saying, you know what, we're back our captain. It seems like he's had his pants pulled down in Greece, and I'm just hoping that obviously justice can be found after all this. And I just feel for his family. Imagine what they've been going through, seeing all the lies that have been spewed everywhere as well. And fair play for him for voicing his opinion. But girls, obviously, if you get Van der Beek, Thiago, I'm going to put a little question mark by it, and Sancho, apparently we're in for a centre-back as well. That's 4 signings. Would you be happy with that window? And I'll start with you, Emma. If you've got 4 players, so we've got Van der Beek, Sancho, Thiago, and a centre-back, and I'm saying obviously this is wishful thinking, would you be happy with that?
Oh my God. Like I said earlier on, that would be an amazing transfer window for us. If we got those 4 players, then, you know, we are not staying in the 3rd and 4th position. We're challenging for 2nd. We're challenging for 1st even. We're progressing. We're building on our foundation. And that's all we want. We just want to build on our foundation. If we get those 4 signings, we'll be well away. I think we'd get a trophy. Later stages of the Champions League, maybe quarterfinal, maybe a final. I don't know, but
maybe get past a semi.
But you know what I mean? Like, wishful thinking right now that we could get 4 signings, especially when we've had weeks of the Sancho deal dragging, and now like it's come to this point where now we're linked with loads of other people, and we're like, is this actually happening? Are we going to like snowball into like signing a few players at once? Like, we don't do that normally, so it's an exciting feeling.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there is a thought that maybe we're waiting for people to depart before we get people in, which could be the case as well. We're maybe doing our outgoings first. We'll wait and see. Big up to Saeed, United Central in chat. Go and check out United Stand shortly as well, because he'll be on there, no doubt about that. But go and subscribe to his channel as well. He's doing fantastically well. Thank you, Saeed, for tuning in. I appreciate it as well. But yeah, I mean, Meg, those 4 positions, the players I've just mentioned, is that a good window in your opinion?
That's an extremely good window. Those 3 named players, and then let's say another quality centre back. Let's I'm not even going to say a name, but let's just say we get a quality centre back. That's a fantastic window, and especially in we talk about financial climate that we're in now. That would be a huge window. We've probably one of the best windows that we've had in the last few years. Do I think it happened? Let's move on to Nicole's opinion.
No.
I mean,
no, obviously I'd be happy. Yeah, obviously I'd be happy. I'm not going to lie, but it still wouldn't, for me, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, I'd be happy with the window, but it still wouldn't, for me, make me feel confident in how we go about getting players and how we go about transfers. We can say this year all the financial implications and everything's been turned upside down, but it's been the same for how many years, and there wasn't any epidemic back then that I knew of, unless I was living under a rock. But yeah, I would be pleased with it, but I think going forward we still need to consider for the future how we go about it, because obviously we still haven't got a DOF, and we still be like in the next season or the season after, we'd still be in the same position where we'd probably be pulling our hair out. So yes, I would be happy, but we can still do better, not in terms of the players that you've mentioned, in terms of the way you go about doing it, and the way Ed Woodward said we can do things in the transfer window other clubs can only dream of. What are you talking about, mate? Nothing, because that's the only thing that we've done. So that's just me, just keeping logic.
Tip the Footy, thank you so much. Says, I've said it before, but as a Liverpool fan, I watch you and it's well deserved. I'm buzzing you for 11k, well deserved, amazing content, well done. Thank you so much.
We love you, Soph.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I love everybody who supports the channel. You girls obviously are fantastic as well, and I love doing the ladies in reds. But I just want to put this out there. You mentioned you're a Liverpool fan. Yes, we'll have our banter and whatnot in here, but I always say about the chat, and a few first comments today, I don't know, you guys carry on, but we're going to keep doing us, and that's what we do. But what I will say is that regardless of who you support, we welcome anybody. We do have obviously the light-hearted banter and whatnot, but we're just football fans at the end of the day. We just want to talk about football, so any fan is welcome to come and tune into Air Dry Treatment. And I mean that. I like to talk to Arsenal fans. I like to talk to Liverpool fans. And hopefully we'll be bantering about the fact we've got Thiago rather than Liverpool. That's one thing I would like to add, but I don't think that will be happening. But yeah, everybody is welcome. And that's one thing I'll say, the chat is always very supportive and we do appreciate it. 11k is mad. But as I always say, my channel is absolutely nothing without these girls here. but also on my subscribers. So we really do appreciate it. Random Club says transfer window has just started for us. I hope you are right with that. I really do hope you're right with that. It's getting a bit more exciting. Can Sophie and Meg talk a little bit about your club and your playing position? I would love to know. Of course we can. I'll let Meg start. She's been training today, I believe. Meg, tell people what position you play, because I think people would like to hear.
I feel like we should ask people where we play and see what they come back with. But I play for a team in the Midlands called Sporting Cowser Women. We are in the Premier Midlands Division 1. Oh, no, Midlands Division 1, which is in the it's the 4th tier down, which is really complicated in terms of women's leagues, and that's a whole other story. But yeah, 4th tier down, Sporting Cowser Women, and someone put on my midfielder. I'd love to play midfield, but
she basically is. I've played in front of her in midfield. She basically is. I'll tell you that then.
There we go. Someone's got it. No, I play centre half, right at the back in the middle, but as the ball winner, not a sweeper.
Yeah. I play CDM. I played for Kidderminster Harriers. I've played with Meg at Calsa, played at Wolves as well. Like I mentioned, I often played just in front of Meg, and quite often she would overlap me, and I'd be like, "See you, Meg, I'll fill in at centre back."
I love going on an adventure.
Yeah, but Meg, I'd say, is the physical defender, very good in the air, scores a lot of headers, definitely from attacking corners. And she's rapid.
And then there's me, and I only run for the ice cream van.
Same.
Yes,
You're both probably faster than me. I play CDM.
I really doubt it.
That's why I play CDM.
Soph plays with glue on her feet, honestly. Glue on her feet. You've never seen a player be able to do a 360 with the ball and go through a player. I swear she used to crawl in between the girls' legs to get through them. She'd just be through. But yeah.
Thanks, Meg. Appreciate that. Thank you. Reese, question for you ladies. If you could have your own an ideal transfer window, who would you sign and how many signings would you make? Oh, so like your dream scenario, I'm guessing.
How much money are we allowed?
I'm guessing it's unlimited. It's a dream, so surely it'd be unlimited. I mean, we've been talking about Thiago, to be honest with you. So that's a bit of a dream.
I think pretty much what we were saying before, because I don't believe it's going to happen until I see it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like I think my dream, like you mentioned, Ronaldo coming back to United, I think that has to be a dream for any United fan. I think having him back at United, especially if Messi does go to City, like we mentioned, that has to be my dream up there. I'd
be sitting in Old Trafford crying, not knowing how I'm in Old Trafford again, what on earth's going on, and just wondering how things got so much better.
Yeah, you just can't even imagine that happening, can you? Yeah, Reece said no limits, as much as you want. Meg, what would be your dream signing? We'll go one signing, your dream signing.
Oh, I feel like it's going to be a really obvious one, but Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
I'd have Mbappe.
That was going to be mine. Mbappe is upcoming, rapid, so talented. Imagine him with
It's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Right. Emma, who would your dream signing be?
It would be the obvious. It would be Ronaldo, because he is just amazing. He is the absolute GOAT. I don't know who else I'd have.
See, Mbappe is for me. You know what? And I know Neymar gets a lot of stick, and I didn't agree with the way he was crying after the final. I know he's passionate. I get that, but it was like, oh, everybody come and console me. Like, I was just like, boy off Neymar. Like, just get the camera off you. Stop sobbing. Don't fight. Man up. That's what I was saying, but I still couldn't say that. But yeah, I just feel like Neymar, he gets a lot of stick, but his footballing ability, and I've said this a lot of times, he's out of this world. When he performs, he's just something special. So I'd also like to see him at United, to be honest with you. But my dream would probably be Mbappe. Nicole, would you?
You know what? You know my heart lies. It's got to be Ronaldo, and like, not just for the sentimental reasons, because I am a soppy bird, but also for the fact that you still see what it means to him. He still, no matter how much he wins, it still kills him when he doesn't. And just imagine him coming in and the young players around it. Do you know what I mean? Imagine Greenwood talking to Ronaldo. Oh, I can't even bear. Oh, can I just say as well about Greenwood, like what we were saying before, like it was written in the stars, but for me personally, I don't want to get too giddy, but for me, he's what United's all about. And in the midst of all the negativity and all the stories that are written about us and all the headaches and the ownership, which is becoming toxic and the fans turning against each other, can we just focus on the positives and just someone like Greenwood at his age getting called up for England? To me, that's what United's all about. And I think, like, I see so many fans turning against you. You're not a real fan because you go to it. You're not a real fan because you don't. Can't we just aim our frustration at the right person and just enjoy what we have right now? As this year not taught us to just grab what we have by both hands, because before we know it, it's like this Ronaldo and Messi thing. Before we know it, they'll be retired, and then what do you argue about then? Just enjoy it, guys. Sorry, I just went on a mad one.
But I agree with what you're saying. We always feel the need, as football fans, we always feel the need to compare Saka against Greenwood or Greenwood against Martinelli, or even within the old team, we've had the whole Bruno and Pogba comparisons. Why not just appreciate both players? That they're not the same player, they're different players. So I hate this whole constant comparison. We don't need to do that. Nick Murray says Alphonso Davies all day. I think that is a good shout. He would be a dream signing for me. He's just absolute quality, and I know he had a bit of a wobble in the final, but he's so good going forward. He's so fast and gets him out of trouble anyway defensively. He's young. He's just going to get better and better. And you mentioned players around him. Look at who he's got around with Bayern Munich. That team is special. Someone mentioned Lewandowski as well. Absolute goal machine. One of the most underrated strikers. He's amazing, isn't he? And for me, he's one of the most underrated strikers. I mean, I know he's been banging in. He scored so much stupid this season now, but he's such a goal machine.
He's one of those that'll only really be appreciated properly when he's no longer playing. It'll only be then that people go, oh.
Yeah, I agree. Thiago, Alphonso Davies, Haaland, Wilfred and Ndidi, Dale Upamecano, lovely choices. Mbappe and Ronaldo are fantastic. Lewandowski too. It's hard to argue with any of them, isn't it? And Ndidi's an interesting one.
I feel like Reece has probably gone for like more realistic targets. I don't ever, unfortunately, girls, I don't see Ronaldo ever coming to us. I also don't ever see Mbappe coming towards us. But Ndidi, is a realistic target.
Ish.
Yeah,
it's us.
Yeah. And you know what? I saw Lee Chappie, obviously. Lee Chappie, who came on my channel recently. Everyone knows him as the Vardy lookalike. I saw him tweeting saying indeed he hadn't trained, I believe, the last 2 times or something, or he's left out of the squad, I believe, for the friendly.
Interesting.
And obviously, there's not more information on that. It seemed fairly quiet around him, but indeed he's a player that I've said before I'll take him at United. I think he's very good. And he's one of them. I mentioned it before. Leicester very rarely miss with their signings. They signed Soyuncu, and he's had a great first season instead of Maguire. The Lord Farquaad video comparison that I kept making. Finally, someone made a video today comparing it. I tweeted it out. It made me laugh. It looks just like.
Wasn't that the club that did that?
Yeah.
Or was I tripping?
Yeah,
his own
TikTok,
club did that. Imagine if United did that of Phil Jones. Just did Phil Jones as just like a moonhead.
Thing is, obviously Twitter ridiculed Phil Jones, which was bad, wasn't it? Really, they said name a better footballer, and then disabled any comments on it.
In terms of that, like, it makes you think, because the amount of people that get abused every single day, and Twitter, if you post something which is copyright, or if you post 2 seconds of a football game, they will take that down. But if you're being abused relentlessly, nothing. And then when they post that, it makes you realise, doesn't it? So no, I thought that was bang out of order. We all have a laugh and a joke about Phil Jones, but he's a human being, and to direct it just at him, I'm sorry, that was low. There's no need for it.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm glad that the club actually took it up with them, because it was bad. Like, imagine how he's feeling. I'll have a little browse through Twitter on that day, and he sees that. Like, it is a human being at the end of the day. I agree.
If that was me,
Nicole, can you confirm to people that you're not wearing a Chelsea shirt, please? I've not got knowledge on it.
Hello.
Look, not wearing.
Can you see it?
The Chelsea shirt.
Disclaimer: Soph isn't wearing a different top. I'm not wearing a different top. You're on the wrong channel, guys. Always United.
Always United, definitely. Guys, it's been a hell of a show yet again. I love it. I love the fact that we can actually talk about being linked to players as well, and that we're getting some movement. Hopefully we'll be doing a video in a few days announcing Van der Beek coming to United.
Here we go.
And maybe other signings as well. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping we get a here we go. I thought we had it live, but we didn't, unfortunately.
I know.
Emma, if you could just let people know where they can find, obviously, you on social media, and also give a shout out to your fantastic channel as well.
I have a YouTube channel, That United Family, and you can find me on Twitter, XEmmaX88.
Love that, thank you, and make sure you go and subscribe to That United Family. It is a fantastic channel, some great content on there, regular content as well, so make sure you go and hit the sub button. Meg, if you could just let people know where they can find you as well.
I am here, there. At Meg Wilts, somewhere along the bottom here.
Which way is it?
Is mine at Meg Wilts, and you can find me on here. That's it.
Yeah, and obviously we will be back with the Soph and Meg show. Hopefully this week, Meg. We'll be back with the Soph and Meg show. Nicole, if you could just let people know where they can find you as well.
See, the clue is in United She Stands, not Chelsea. United She Stands, Instagram and Twitter, I can't talk. And Real Ladies in Red, we had another giveaway at 3K, and we're on our way to 4K, and Emma's giving away another brilliant shirt. So get following Real Ladies in Red, and congrats to our Soph, because she deserves every single subscriber, and we love Soph.
Bless you. Thank you. I love you all too. Love everybody in the comments, everybody supporting. The mods, Doug, John, do a fantastic job. Really appreciate it. Views on today's show have been absolutely fantastic. It's been a great show. And like I say, hopefully in the next one we're announcing some new players at United. But until then, guys,
having a breakdown.
Don't get too sucked in. Yeah, don't get
Another
too
one.
sucked in. Wait till they're holding that shirt up. Yeah, definitely. Back at work next week. Not looking forward to that one, but hopefully we'll have some positive news on the transfer front. But guys, please hit the like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. If you are new and you do like the content, please hit that subscribe button as well. And of course, if you've missed you in the chat, we don't do it on purpose. Just drop a comment afterwards, and we do all check the comments after the show is finished. And then one last thing is, I'm back tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and I'm being joined by Claude. Claude and the Bansters, obviously, was on Claude from AFTV as well. He wants to come and talk. We're going to talk Maguire. We're going to be talking about the Community Shield, or the friendly that they played in yesterday as well, and having a bit of banter, no doubt, about the whole Arsenal United transfer window at the moment. So that should be a good one. But guys, thank you so much.
Penalties was easy.
Yeah, definitely. But guys, thank you as always for supporting. There's a lot of people who've just stumbled across my channel today, which is great to hear. Hopefully you like the content. Please hit the sub button. We'll speak to you all again very, very soon. All that's left to say is enjoy your evening. Have a fantastic bank holiday, and we'll see you very soon.